Hiya guys, I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what you can expect from Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is the ultimate zombie apocalypse survival simulator where you need to survive, build and defend yourself from the classic Romero style zombie threat, and in the future other survivors, being both NPCs and real players alike. Inspired by games like XCOM, The Sims and Crusader Kings 2, as well as others, Project Zomboid portrays the bleakness of the zombie apocalypse within a handmade isometric game world alongside a haunting soundtrack and some gritty storytelling. With 4 different game modes, Story Mode, which will be back in soon, Last Stand, Survival and Sandbox, as well as a very early version of local co-op available and full online multiplayer on the way, Project Zomboid provides players with almost every type of zombie survival experience imaginable, especially if you take sandbox mode's options into play. If you don't like the slow shambling zombies that the game has set as standard, not a problem, give yourself some terrifying sprinting zombies instead, and that's just one example. The already huge game world, which is based on real world locations Muldra and connecting West Point in Kentucky, USA, will keep expanding. First off south towards Fort Knox and its military base, and then after that it will be going a lot further north to the city of Louisville, and one day maybe even further. Okay, let's go into a bit more detail about the different game modes. First off, Story Mode, once it's re-implemented, is going to be an ever-expanding library of episodic and one-off stories that will be designed to teach players about game features, such as barricading, farming and cooking, to just name a few. As well as this, it'll also introduce some of the characters that will populate apocalyptic Kentucky, not just in Story Mode, but also in Sandbox and Survival modes too. Last Stand mode will see the player guarding a specific location and squaring off against ever increasing waves of zombies, whilst at the same time being able to upgrade, barricade and buy better gear in between waves. It's quite an intense and brutal game mode and great for fans of the Left 4 Dead style zombie games. Next up is Survival mode. Now this is the hardcore mode of Zomboid, if you will. You start off by choosing and customising your character's looks, professions, skills and flaws, and then you're thrust into the apocalypse. Now it's a completely open-ended sandbox world. You're free to try and survive in any way that you like. You can try and live the nomadic life, moving on as supplies and zombie hordes require, or you could possibly even fortify a safe house and go out on looting missions, maybe even start a farm. Once the NPCs are re-implemented, the game world will also offer players the opportunities for making friends and forming groups. Do be careful though, as not everyone you meet will be friendly. Some NPCs will already be in groups or will make new friends and form their own groups too. They will also find and defend safe houses, go out on looting missions and even have arguments and falling outs. As a player, you can join a friendly group if you come across one, or maybe even start your own friendly group. But don't get too comfortable, as being overthrown by an unhappy or troublesome group member is always a real threat. The last game mode to touch on is Sandbox mode. Now it is very similar to Survival mode, except for it allows the player to set their own rules for the zombie apocalypse. You've got tons of options to play with, such as the day or night cycle length, the amount and density of zombies, the zombie speed, the infection types and tons more. Now all these options allow anyone and everyone to dial into the exact zombie survival experience that they imagined. From people who would prefer Walking Dead style zombie lore with the slow shamblers and everyone already being infected, to people who would prefer maybe the 28 Days Later style zombie lore where you have sprinting zombies and the infection is spread through blood. And as you can see, with all the options you have everything in between as well. Every aspect of the game is also either already moddable or it will be very soon. We already have a very active modding community across our forum, which allows players to add even more content to the current game, such as lockpicking mod, spray painting mod and zombie kill counter mods, and it will only keep getting larger in the future. You can expect things such as modded maps, stories, skills, professions, weapons, crafting and cooking recipes, and even more. As I've already touched on, we currently have local co-op available in the game. Now this will allow up to 4 people to play split screen on the same machine. It is still at an early stage and it does still have a few bugs, but it will be getting a lot more love and a few updates over the coming weeks and months. As well as this, we have proper full-on multiplayer planned as well. We actually have some massive plans for what we would like to do with multiplayer. Probably too much to talk about on this video, so if you would like to find out more about our plans for multiplayer, please do jump over to our website and our forums. You can find a ton of information on there. Now, as well as multiplayer, we also have a lot of other stuff already planned for the game too, such as vehicles, hunting, subterranean levels such as sewers and basements, and even advanced terrain such as hills, mountains and valleys. And again, this is just to name a few. We have a ton more on our planned feature list, and again, if you would like more information on that, please make sure to visit our website and our forums. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye bye.